Today is our last review day before we take our end of year assessment. And I wanted to go over place value and also do a little bit of extension work so that you feel ready for next year. So when we talk about place value, I like to think about place value as houses that are all part of the same neighborhood. So this year especially, we've spent a lot of time with one house in particular, and that's my unit's house. And in my unit's house, there lives 3 people, and their last name is Units. They've been there the longest. We don't need to say their names. We don't really say, oh yeah, this is the Units family. We just get to say their first names because they're, the most senior. So in the Units house, we have ones, we have tens, and we have hundreds. So ones lives here, 2 lives in that room, and tens lives in this room, and hundreds lives in the other room. So, but if we zoom out a little bit, there's actually more people living in that neighborhood. So next to the Units house, separated by a driveway, or also known as a comma, lives the thousands. Now, this neighborhood isn't very creative. Everyone has the same first name, but they're given a different last name. So just like in the Units, which have ones, tens, and hundreds, they also have 1,000s, they have the 10,000s, and then they also have the 100,000s. So this is my thousands house family, and this is my Units family, and they all have the same first names. But it doesn't stop there. You guys asked me, can there be numbers that have more than 6 digits? And the answer is yes. So the numbers I've shown you here would have 6 digits. So before we move on, I could say that I could write this number. And this number would be 687,266. There's another family that lives next to the thousands, and we have the millions family. So again, just like Units, who have 1, 10, 100. Thousands also have 1, 10, 100. The millions also have the 1 millions place, the 10 millions room, and the 100 millions room. And they're always separated. Every time you move to a new house, after the 3 rooms have been filled, you have to use a driveway, or a comma is what it's actually called. So every time you go from 3, starting over here, you have to put in a comma. So today we're going to talk about reading big numbers. We're going to talk about what you can do with those big numbers, and then you're going to practice on your own. So I'm going to give you guys a few examples here. Okay, so we've been doing some addition that got us to some 10,000s numbers, and we've also been doing some multiplication that got us to some 10,000s numbers, and I wanted to show you what that would look like. So if I have this number here, I know that it's occupying 2 houses because the houses only have 3 rooms. So once 3 rooms are filled, I have to move to the next house. So this house, this has been occupying my thousands house, my thousands family, and the 1s and the 10s have been filled. So I know that this is my 10,000s place, and the way I read it is I read them in chunks of family, and then I put the last name on. So this chunk together is 75. So I say 75, and then I say its last name. 75,987. We don't say 987 units. If you did, it's not wrong, but you don't have to say that. So we would say this number as 75,987. Likewise, if I wrote this number, I would recognize that I have 2 houses, because remember, after every 3 becomes another house. I know that's occupying my second house, and my second house's last name is thousands. And I also recognize it's occupying all 3 rooms. So I read this as a group, and that number as a group is 124. And then I put its last name on, which is 1,000. So I say 124,000. And then I read this as a group, which is just 5. So the whole number is 124,005. Show you one more. I could have a number that looks like this. This number is occupying 3 houses. Notice that there's a comma every time I have 3 numbers, and you start from the right side. So you count 3 and then comma, 3 and then comma. And the way that I read this number is I have a 9, and it's in the millions house, so I have to give it its last name. So 9,712,255. Okay, so now that we're familiar with the different types of numbers we can see, talk about something else. So you might start seeing these words. Standard form just means the number form. So like if someone says, show me the standard form of this number, and they read you to the number 61,568, I would write down 61,568. That is standard form. It just means number form. Someone might also ask you for the word form. So if I give you the number 61,568, word form just means how would you write it as you say it. So I would write 61,568. Notice I don't write and. And means a decimal. Please don't write and. 61,568. That is word form. I've written how I say it. The other form that you could have is called expanded form. That means you've expanded the whole number into each of its place values. Here's what I mean. If this is the number I'm starting with, this is the place value, or this is expanded form. So my first number, the 6, is actually 60,000. The 1 is actually 1,000. The 5 is actually 500. The 6 is actually 60. And the 8 is 8. So this is expanded form. I've expanded it into its place values. You guys have done this with numbers through the 1,000s, but you haven't really done it for bigger numbers, okay? So if I give you a number, here's some things I might ask you to do. My number is 27,825. I could ask you to identify digits. I could say, which number is in the hundreds place? And you would say 8. I could say, which number is in the 10,000s place? And you would say 2. I might ask you, what is the expanded form of this number? And you would write 20,000, because that's what the 2 means. You'd write 7,000, because that's what the 7 means. You'd write 800, because that's what the 8 means. You would write 20, because that's what the 2 means. And then you would write 5. Okay? I might also ask you to write this number in word form, which would be totally crazy, but I could still ask you to do it, and you would write down. I would accept if you write a digit too, that's okay. You could write 8,000,000, 600, 56,000, 200, 73, and that's fine. Okay, so another type of thing you can do with place value is you might be given clues to make a number. So this number, you might have spaces given to you below, just like this, and it would say put a 5 in the ones place. So I would go ahead and put 5 in the ones place. That's my ones place. Sometimes it's really helpful to go ahead and label the places if you're new to this. So I might write ones, I might write tens, I might write hundreds below, I might write thousands, 10,000s, and I might write 100,000s underneath, just so that I remember. Okay, so 5 goes in the ones place, 6 goes in the thousands place, 8 is in the hundreds thousands place, and then 2's everywhere else. So I just fill it in with 2's, and then I would practice reading the number 826,225, or I might ask you to write it in word form, okay? The thing you can do is you might be given the word form of a number and you might have to write it out. And this is what I really want to talk to you guys about. Okay. When you're given the word form, my suggestion is I want you to actually draw the spaces for the digits out to plan what the number looks like, and I'll show you why that's so important. So I'm looking at this number here, and it says 88,614. Okay, 88,000 means I'm in my 10,000s. I know that 10,000 numbers have 5 digits. And then I fill it in. 88,614. Notice one digit goes in each place value. I don't put the 4 and the 1 in the tens place. That doesn't work out. One digit, one place value. The reason I suggest this, actually planning out your places, is because of what can happen. Like in this number, 303,024. So I know that I'm dealing with a 100,000 number. And I know that my 100,000 has 6 digits. So I go ahead and plan 6 digits out like that. And then because what happens is, what I've seen a lot of kids do if they don't do this, is they will write this, 30324. But this number is not 303,024. This is 30,024. So here's my suggestion of why I do this. I need each chunk to read correct. So I need this chunk to read 303. So I write 303. And then I put the last name on, which is 1,000. I need this chunk to read 24. In order for it to read 24, I have to have a 2 in the tens place and a 4 in the ones place. What do I put in the hundreds place? Well, I need a placeholder 0. It's just a 0. I don't have any hundreds. I don't have any 10,000s either. But you need those placeholder zeros so that the number reads correctly. So today, you guys have a place value worksheet that's going to be in Seesaw. I'm also going to have it available on the website if you want to print it out. And then you're going to upload it to Seesaw. Good luck, everyone.